Okay, welcome to this video on Video Game School. The 2 questions you must ask before deciding where to go. Now, starting a career in the video game industry, it used to be a bit of a difficult thing, but there were a few options, very few schools, but times have really changed, and this industry has come full circle and it really has matured and is quite full-fledged at present day. Now, what does this mean for you? If you're watching this video, you're considering a video game school. Maybe you've already stepped into one, but have some questions about it. Maybe you're not too sure if it was the right choice. So there are 2 questions you must ask before deciding where to go. Now, the first question is, before you pack your bags and go off to a video game school, is what are the basic overall steps to game design? And what that means is it's really about you getting an understanding of video games. Of course, yes, how they're played, but also what are they all about? You should have a feel for the game industry. You should know what are the hot games out there right now? What are the games that people are playing? What are the styles of games that people are playing? And what's all entailed within that playing experience. And really having an understanding of those principles is critical. So having an understanding of the overall steps to game design is so very important. Understanding what build mods are, right? Mods are modifications of existing games. Okay, everybody knows about Quake if you don't already. It's a famous game that really put the process of mods and rolled it forward. And you can use mod builder software for that to build levels and worlds and really add to the basic game itself and make it a whole lot more exciting. And the second question that you can ask yourself to help really steer you in the right direction of where to go is, what are the different professions in game design? Okay, so you understand how it all works, what the overall process is from the concept to shipping it out and getting the game out there. So the second question is, what are the different professions? And the reason it's key to know that is because when you're able to look at the industry from start to finish, you're really able to perhaps see several areas, maybe one in particular, 2, 3, several, that stand out to you as being an area you want to pursue. Now, this seems quite basic, but really these 2 questions really help people get steered in the right direction of where to go and what to do next. And there are really a whole lot of different professions when it comes to game design. If you like drawing and painting, you might want to be the concept artist. They do a lot of the work that's off, just using computer art tools. And they would really, conceptualize the whole thing, draw the scenes, the characters, the creatures in the game. If you are into designing worlds, maybe in scenes in a video game, you might consider being maybe a 2D artist. They create the textures, the backgrounds, the structures in the different gaming worlds. And, Photoshop is a program that fits this job so perfectly. So if you can afford a copy of say, Photoshop, you'll definitely get, real good exposure into what is entailed going down this career path. And if Photoshop is maybe outside of your league, you may want to consider, say, Paint Shop Pro, for example, because it's less expensive. However, it's quite similar to Photoshop in a lot of the things that it can do. If you like characters and models, maybe you should consider being a 3D model artist. Okay, this is the type of artist that is concerned with making the monsters, the creatures, the objects, the characters that are all part of the video game world. And in this area of game art, the choice of software is I guess, not as, say, cut and dry as, say, the 2D. 3D Studio Max is a hot one that's out there. There are other programs such as, Softimage, etc. You really have to figure out figure out what sort of software would fit your budget. Look into maybe some demos or actually purchasing the whole thing, and you'll get a good idea of what really becoming that part of 3D modeling can be as part of one of the professions in game design. And animator is another one. This is the person that makes the characters and the objects just makes the movement happen. You know, it's a very specific skill, and it takes a lot of understanding actually to do this particular, well, for all of them, but definitely for an animator. You've really got to understand how things move, and so that it's fluid and it fits the bill, if you will. It looks right within the game. And again, of course, there's programming, and you know, this is probably what a lot of us think of when they think of video game design. Well, this, you know, these are the guys that figure out, how to order and put together all the ones and zeros to make things happen. But a programmer can be called upon to do a lot of different things. So this is something also to look into. So there are a lot of different career paths, a lot of different directions you can go with video game design. I think it's so critical to know what is the overall process. And also the second question is, what are the different professions within the game design? And when you've looked and answered those two questions, that's sure to help solidify what direction, or at least help usher you in the right direction of where you should go when it comes to a video game school.